Hey folks, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a great week, great weekend, and it's beautiful here, which has been kind of odd lately. It's rained, it seems like almost every day, and it seems like has rained for a month straight. I know that's not really true, but it just seems like it has. We haven't seen the sun a whole lot lately here in the Atlanta area, but it's out today and it was yesterday, and it's been just absolutely beautiful. And as you can probably see behind me and hear behind me, that I'm not the only one that had the idea of like, hey, let's get outside and check it all out. And so I'm sitting here by a little lake, uh, and it is full of kids and picnickers and bike riders and skateboarders and dogs, and it's just a hustle bustle of fun and family and friends, and just a good time. So I thought I would just sit here and talk to you guys for a minute, because the rain that's been going on here, that seems like it's never going to end, or has seemed like it's never going to end, has made me think an awful lot about just kind of the rainy days and the stormy days of life, the ups and downs, and as you know, I've talked about that some with you, for me specifically, and just as to share with you guys as well as encourage you guys. But one thing that I can't just talk about the stormy times without telling you what gets you through, and what has gotten me through, and what continues to get me through, and that's God, and that's my faith, and that's Jesus, and that's the grace and mercy and victory that we have in Him. And one thing that I think about an awful lot, and I have for years, probably going 10, 15 years back, I've thought about a story that it only really gets about a paragraph and a half in the Gospels, but it's in all three. It's in Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and that always kind of is a little kind of a reminder or a highlight to me when it's in all three of them, that it's probably kind of important, a little bit significant, maybe had an impact on the writers, maybe had an impact on the people around them. But that's when the disciples get in a boat, and they're going to go with Jesus over to the other side of the lake or the sea or the bay, and it doesn't go as smoothly as planned. And I've always found a lot of encouragement there, because we are followers of Christ. We are His disciples. We are very similar to the 12 that walked around with Him all over. The difference is we didn't get to see firsthand what all the disciples saw. They saw miracle after miracle after miracle. John even tells us that if they wrote everything down amazing that Jesus did, there wouldn't be enough books, there wouldn't be enough pages. You just couldn't do it, because it was just one amazing thing right after another. And so the disciples saw that stuff. They saw it firsthand. They saw it day in, day out, in the morning, in the afternoon when Jesus was hungry and tired. They saw it when He was, reclined eating a fancy meal. They saw it. They saw it all. So they were right there, and they had just seen some amazing things. Matthew records the Sermon on the Mount, and then a few pages later, this episode happens. So there was a lot of stuff these guys saw. So then Jesus says, "Hey, fellas, let's go to the other side of the lake. Let's get over there. Let's go do something else over there. Let's take a little bit of time. We'll be in the boat. We'll relax. We'll chill out. We'll hang out." Because probably a lot of you guys have hung out in a boat. It's pretty fun. It's always kind of a relaxing thing. Sometimes it's sort of a festive thing. If you're into fishing, you can do that and relax. If you're into kind of just kicking back and, having a snack, you can do that. So it's a really good time. So that's what these guys were doing. They hop in the boat. They're going, "Hey guys, all right, let's go. We're going to go over there, and we're going to see what Jesus does next." And I'm sure they had in mind that He would do something pretty spectacular, and they would be there firsthand to see it. So what happens is kind of funny, and then again, it only takes a few lines. It doesn't get a lot of details, and my imagination runs wild with these stories and how the people reacted and what they said and did amongst themselves. But Jesus kicks it back and he's going to take a nap. And all of his disciples don't think much of it. I guess that might be kind of commonplace. We get in the boat, we're going over there, Jesus takes a nap. The other guys sit over there and play solitaire. Somebody over there updates their Facebook status. Somebody takes some pictures to post to their Instagram. I don't know what these guys were up to, but they're just hanging out. Well, in this particular time, a big storm comes up, and out of nowhere, apparently, it just seems like, smooth sailing, and then wham, a storm, which is kind of like how life can be for us sometimes, right? That smooth sailing and a storm, and then bam, everything's great, we're going along, Jesus rocks, everything's great, strong in my faith. Then a little storm, a bump, a hitch in your giddy up comes along, and next thing you know, you're sort of spiraling out of control. Well, so the disciples in this situation, they panic. Jesus is taking a nap, and these guys freak out. Now keep in mind, they've just seen miracle after miracle after miracle, and they heard Jesus say, "Hey fellas, let's get in the boat and go to the other side." Jesus didn't say, "Hey guys, let's get in the boat, get about halfway there, panic, drowned, maybe never see our families again, and we're going to be some sort of missing person story." No, he says, "Hey guys, let's get in the boat, let's go to the other side and do what we got to do." So that's something that I think about a lot. Is in my life, I feel like there's certain things that God has sort of put in me to do. Some of it's kind of right in front of me. It's be a good husband, it's be a good dad, it's be a good son-in-law, a good son, a good brother, do a good job at work. Those kind of things that I think we're supposed to do. But then there's some other things that, like doing these videos and, serving at our church and maybe going on a mission trip, in the coming months or maybe year. Some of those things are a little bit bigger, but if God puts them in our heart and puts them in our mind and causes us to dream these dreams and have these goals and visions, he's not doing that to get us about halfway and bail on us. It's not a, "Hey, guys, let's go do this great thing with this great mission work, or go work with homeless folks or battered women, or teach in a Sunday school class, or just be a great coworker or a great brother or husband or brother or sister." It's not, and then just get halfway and just like tank. It's, "Hey, let's go to the other side. Let's see this thing out. Let's, have a great vision. Let's plow through. Let's plug on. Let's see it through. Let's make it happen." And so that's something that I get a lot of encouragement from when I think about it, because these guys, these disciples, they saw him all the time, and they knew what he was capable of, and they knew that they weren't going to get halfway and something happened, but they freaked out, they panicked, they were human, just like me and you. And I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about that for a few minutes today, just to encourage you that Jesus is in the boat with you. God has planted a vision in your heart for a purpose. You're all created that way. He didn't die on the cross just because. He did it because he loves you, and he wants you to live a full, amazing life and be a part of the kingdom of God. And in Philippians, Paul talks about, that God clears the blurry vision, and he makes things plain, and all of that can serve as a great reminder and a great encourager to us this week and throughout our journey, that when Jesus says, "Get in the boat, we're going to the other side," that's what he means. He means it for me, he means it for you. And I just want you guys to hang in there, keep plugging along, keep knowing that God's in the boat with you. Jesus is riding right there. He's in front of you, he's behind you, he's in your comings, your goings. He's surrounding you, and you are in him. And because of the death on the cross and the resurrection, we have victory, and we are with the guy that stood on the bow of that boat with his doubting buddies and said to the storm, "Be still." And it was still, and it was calm. And I want us to remember that this week, that whatever comes up at school, at work, at home, in your relationships, with your family, with your wife, with your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, that if a little storm swirls up, remember, Jesus is there with you. Just ask him, hey, remember Jesus? You calm the storm. Calm the storm in my life. Give me peace. Help me to remember that you're there. Help me to remember that you are with me through it all. So this week I'm going to be praying for you. I hope you do great. I hope everything is better than you ever imagined. I hope tomorrow you're closer to Jesus than you are today. And if you need anything, reach out in the comments and stuff below. Feel free to say something. Subscribe, like, share. I'll put our scripture references down there. And I hope everybody has a wonderful week and enjoy the pretty day. And just remember that Jesus speaks to storms and he says, be calm and be still. And they are. Love you guys. Praying for you guys. Have a great week. See you later. Bye-bye.